everybody! It is Brooke, and I am back with our first ever bonus Steven Universe episode. Basically, if Steven Universe is the first show you're watching with me on the channel, at the end of every season, I like to take a moment and make this video where we rank all the characters and kind of reflect on their season. I think it's fun, one, because it gives us, like, a goal point for each season, as well as it kind of lets me reflect on the characters and kind of remember everything we've watched. At least we figure out what's stuck in my brain about each person. And then, like, you can, when I finish a long show or something, you could go back and you could watch the season 1, the season 2, 3, 4, to see how my feelings about certain characters have changed or grown or lessened. I think the best one for that right now is Buffy, because we have 5, oops. Okay, don't have to do that. Thanks a lot, computer. The only thing I love this website and that it's free. The amount of ads is crazy, but, you know, they gotta keep it free somehow. What I will always say, one, you could see this video early if you become a Patreon or a YouTube member. They get early access to all my content. I'm looking into making some more tiers with even earlier access as we go. But right now there's $2 and $5 tier on both, and I'm sure you can find a tier on one of them that works for you if you want extra content or to support me that way. But you can always support for free, obviously. All you have to do is subscribe, watch the videos, and like them, and comment on them, and share them, and all that fun stuff. It does help me out, especially as a small channel. We've been seeing some growth in the last month that's been really fun. I'm very excited to meet more of you as you come in and let me know. If for some reason this is your first video, I watched all of Steven Universe Season 1 if you'd like to watch it. It is on the channel, and I am excited to dive into this tier list. Just housekeeping, remember, you don't have to agree with me, but I do ask that you be kind in the comments, whether to me, to others, or to yourself. I know people can get really heated about their opinions on TV shows. I've seen some people get mad. But most people in my audience are super respectful, and I really appreciate you guys for that. But if you disagree with me or with something a commenter says, I don't think it's a problem to talk about it and share your side, but when it resorts to, like, name-calling and, like, attacking each other instead of just talking about the show, I am gonna get rid of it. Like, I don't think you have a right to call someone else names under my video. I think it's rude. And I will remove it if I see it. And I think that's just a thing where it's like, there's, like, enough hatred and anger in this world. We don't need to, like, put it onto each other because of Steven Universe, okay? It's a fun show. It's a show that's happy in a way and trying to teach us good lessons, so let's follow that and be kind. Steven would not leave mean YouTube comments, so why the hell would you? I am totally cool, though. If you disagree, tell me where you would put somebody if I put them somewhere you don't like. I came up with these tier names. We got our iconic legends for the best of the season. We got I Love Them, which is basically iconic legends, but I need 2 tiers. Otherwise, too many people will be at iconic legends. But maybe they're not as iconic. Like, my brain doesn't first go to them when I think iconic, but I do love them kind of thing. We're cool. This means I probably like them. They're just not, like, a fave. Meh means I don't like them, nor do I dislike them. They're fine. They're a fine character. And then they did their job, but they aren't for me. That could be, I understand their place in this season. I understand why others might like them. But for some reason, I'm just not feeling them. Which I think is fine. And who/I don't like them. Who means I look at this photo and I go, who the fuck is that? Which mostly means they had no fucking bearing on the season. Or to me, personally. They did not register in my brain. And I don't like them. I'll specify if it's one or the other. I don't think there's going to be a lot of I don't like them's this season. Just because I like most of the characters. I am recording this first thing in the morning, and Noah's mad because it snowed, so she can't go sit on the deck. She's very upset. You might hear her start crying. Right now, she's playing and being good, but we'll see. But again, if you disagree with me, let me know respectfully in the comments. I'd like to know where you rank everybody. You can also always come do this tier list yourself and post a screenshot of it in our Discord, which is linked below in the Steven Universe channel, so other people can see how you ranked it. Let's dive in. I think this one is the mix of the merge of Amethyst and Garnet, right? I think so, because of the wild hair. The teal makes me think it's Pearl, but I don't think we saw Pearl and Garnet fuse. I think we only saw... I'm trying to see. I think that... No, this is Amethyst and Garnet. Is this Pearl and Garnet? It might be. See, this is what happens, though, with the merges. There's so many. This one did not stick out. Oh, no, is this the merge of all three of them when they went to the okay, that's the episode. It's the merge of all three of them when they go to meet Connie's parents. Okay, I got it. But they're fine. They're cool. It was a cool merge. I don't like it as much as some of the other merges, though, if I'm honest. Or fusions. But they were cool. It was fine. The fusions are kind of hard because it's harder to see them as their own character and not just be like, well, it's all three of them and I love all three of them kind of thing. But I think the fusions will be fast. Amethyst, icon, legend, been through it. She's been through so much. She's my queen. I don't think there's an episode where Amethyst is the main character where I did not either die laughing or get very emotional. I think she's a very complicated character. We see that in how she doesn't really feel like one of the other gems. It's clear she felt the closest to Rose, and she doesn't have that same connection with Garnet and Pearl. She gets angry with them easily. She's kind of antagonistic with Greg. She loves Steven. She always wants him to have the most fun, even if sometimes it's not the safest option. But I just think Amethyst is such a fun character, and if it's an Amethyst episode, you're gonna have a good time. I also love the color purple, so she gets that. I love the shape-shifting. That would be one of my dream superpowers, to shapeshift into any animal I wanted. That is the superpower I would want. And I just think she's always fun. And then, she does have these serious storylines throughout the season that really hit you in the heart. Like, when you find out where she's from in the kindergarten and everything. And how she feels, so different and alone. I just really related to Amethyst throughout a lot of the season. And I just really liked her. So she is my first iconic legend. This is the mayor's son. I'm gonna put him in meh. He's not good or bad. I didn't like him in the first episode he was in, where, they go to Rose's swamp thing or whatever with the vines. I didn't love him in that, but I did like him in that last episode where he defended Steven and was like, you gotta let him just be a kid. He was one of the teenagers being like, listen, he works really hard. So I think he had a good moment this season and kind of a bad moment. Or, a moment I liked him and a moment I didn't. He's not a huge character. So that's where I'm going to put him for now. Because it could change if we see him more in Season 2. But right now, I'm like, he's fine. He's not even my favorite of those teens. My girl Connie, my queen. Connie's iconic. What are you talking about? She loves to read. She's such a good friend to Steven. She's still a straight A student, apparently, despite it being summer. She just gives the vibe. She's not afraid to stand by her friend, even though she doesn't have powers. She's the first person Steven ever fused with, and I love her. I love Connie. She's such a good character. She's Steven's first real friend, it seems, throughout the season, and he's her first real friend, and it's just very cute. And I really like the episodes with the two of them. I feel like you can sometimes feel Connie's absence when she's not in an episode. Depends on the episode, of course. But if it's going to be an episode where Steven hangs out with one of his friends, I want it to be Connie. Connie's parents, though, they did their job, but I don't like either of them, if I'm honest. And probably from that episode with the winter storm, where, like, they got mad at them, when they brought Connie home late in Steven's vision, and they were like, I guess you have to stay here and not die on the roads. And, like, I get it. They're, like, her overprotective, normal parents. But I'm like, out of the characters in the show, I understand why you're supposed to be what you are. But it's not a joy for me. I'm not like, OMG, that's awesome. I feel like the same kind of... I don't like him that much, actually. I don't like the Fry dad. I'll say it. I don't know if that will be controversial. But... the Fry sons are way better than the Fry dads as characters. I feel like we barely saw him, and whenever we did see him, he was, like, forcing his kids to do something they didn't enjoy. And, like, he kind of learned his lesson, but it was like, okay, this feels like an obvious lesson. Like, let your kid be a kid and maybe don't force everything down their fucking throats. Like, that kind of was his episode, and then I feel like we barely saw him ever again. So, that's where he goes. Garnet, icon. Garnet is an icon. She's a fusion who is fused all the time. And then she gets a sick-ass song. She also has the episode where Steven's telling the story in that different animation style, which is iconic. She's so strong. I feel like her future vision is so cool. That episode was also awesome. It's so emotional. She really cares about Steven, but she also cares about Amethyst and Pearl, and she really keeps the peace, I think. I just really like Garnet. She definitely feels like the leader of the group. And I just feel like we get to see, like, so much of how much she cares about everyone, despite her being this pretty stoic figure. I think she starts off very, like, I'm just a stoic person in the background. And by the end, you're like, I love Garnet. She's such a sweet person. She's also tough as nails and, like, always willing to defend the people, Steven and the other gems. And I just think she's one of my favorite characters. I think these three are, like, in the tops. Like, I really love them. They're, like, my favorite. Like, if you were like, oh, you have to get, like, merch, it would be of these three, probably. Would be my go-to. Greg has grown on me. I think I actually loved Greg. In the beginning, I was kind of like, okay, Greg. And to be fair to Greg, that's not all on him. It is partly me being a child raised by a single parent. And, like, immediately with Steven, like, living with the gems and Greg not being around a lot, I'm like, so are you around? Like, or did you just drop him here and chill and head out? But it's, like, revealed to us that that's not the case. They see each other all the time. He wishes he could live with Steven, but he understands the gems are a better option for him to learn and grow with what he's been going through. And I think Greg's actually a really good dad. And he's trying his best. And I love his cherry sweater. But we really get to see a lot of emotion from Greg, I think, in those last batch of episodes. There's the one with him and Amethyst watching the Baby Butler show. There's the one where him and Steven are driving out of town and they have this emotional conversation. I think he's just a good dad, and I do love him. At the end of the day, he has grown on me a lot throughout season 1, and I think I'd have to put him there. Jasper, bad guy, but kind of a sick bad guy, so we're cool. Okay, I might not like Jasper, like, I don't want to hang out with Jasper or see Jasper come back and attack my people, but as a bad guy, we're cool. They did their job. I enjoyed them doing it. They were actually kind of freaky and scary compared to the other gems. And it was some of the best episodes of the season, like, lore story-wise. So we can't put them low. I don't love them yet. I don't think I've seen enough to love them. But exciting villain. I hope they'll be back. Who the fuck is this? I really don't know who this is. This is why I had to put who on there, because I saw this picture and I don't remember who this is. Sorry to this man. I have no memory of who the fuck that is. Our girl, I do like her more than him, so I'm going to put her in We're Cool. She's the other popular girl whose name I will never fucking remember. I will never remember any of these teens' names except for Sour Cream. I don't think I will. Unless they show up more. But, like, I think they were each in, like, 4 episodes. Like, there ain't no way. My ability with names is way too bad. But I like her a lot. I like her more than him in the ranking of the teens. She's in a couple more episodes as well, and we kind of get to see a lot more of her family dynamics. And some of her dynamics. I really like her in the episode where her family comes to play, like, volleyball and have a cookout with the Gems and Steven. That was one of my favorite episodes of this season that has to do with the townspeople. I think she's fun. She does give, I think her own words were evil twin. So when you compare her to her sister, who I also think is cool, I think they're both here. I like them both. They're very different characters. We see them in very different situations other than that one episode about their family. But I do really like them both. Their dad can go in, meh, he's nice, but I don't like him as much as them, so it would not be fair to put them up here. Lapis, I love Lapis, okay? I love Lapis. Lapis is queen, okay? Lapis's story is the first, like, super interesting for me continued story of, like, we see her in the one episode where Steven gets rid of the mirror, and then we see her with the ocean tower, and Steven helping her go home, and then, like, she shows up again to give that warning of, like, this is bad, they're far more advanced than they used to be, you guys need to just stand down, like, it's not safe. And then she's back when they come back, and you can tell that she's been kind of intimidated into telling them stuff, but she still didn't sell out Steven. And it feels like she's given up in that one episode, and she's like, there's nothing we can do. But then when she has the chance to fuse, oh, here's the fusion. When she has a chance to fuse with Jasper, she takes it, but then she takes control and drags them into the ocean. It was awesome. Lapis is a hero. I hope one day they'll be able to unfuse, but then Jasper will be a threat again. But I think the episodes will be good. So I think overall, I really like Lapis. I think I got sad when she kind of gave up, but I understand it because she's been alone on that homeworld with them for so long. Who knows what she's seen? We haven't seen what she saw back there. And that ship was scary enough. So I think I give her grace, and I love her as a character. I also love her design, but maybe I just like the color blue a lot, but I also think she looks like she and Pearl could be related. I do. Fucking Lars. Lars, we're cool. We're cool. I like Lars a lot. I don't think he can go into the I love category because my girl Sadie goes into the I love category. These two I gotta talk about together because it's very rare they have an episode where the other is not involved. But between the two of them, I see them as a duo. I love Sadie, and Lars is fine. There are times I like him a lot when he does good things, like when he apologized to Ronaldo in the horror one, or the episode where they're all stuck on the island. He has some good moments. But Lars is very self-conscious, and sometimes that leads to him being mean to the people who actually like him to impress people who don't care about him. And it is a negative trait he does display multiple times throughout the season, and it normally ends up hurting Sadie, and I don't like that, because I like Sadie. She's a nice person, okay? She does the one bad thing where she hides the teleporter. Not the best look, Sadie, but I get she wanted them to spend time together, and she honestly probably thought she could just go uncover it whenever, and maybe I'm making an excuse for the character I like, but bite me. I like her. I think she's way kinder to Lars than he actually deserves, which probably just means she's a nice fucking person. She's also really sweet to Steven. There's so many times she's really supportive of him, including letting him help out with the donuts, and she watches the tape with him from his mom, and it's so sweet. She's just so sweet, and I think they go here. I think if Lars grows a bit as a person, he could go up higher. Icon. Lion is probably... I want a stuffed animal of Lion to join this group. Bubblegum Llama is the closest I have. Okay? But I want a stuffed lion more than I want Air. He's so fluffy! And he's related to Rose, so every time he's in an episode, there's normally some kind of emotional component that gets me fucking crying. Whether it's the one where he brings him to her like hold fast with little weapons, or when Steven realizes that his mom stored a bunch of stuff for him in Lion. I just love Lion. Oh my god, he's so cute, and he always shows up at the right time, and he's so loyal to Steven, and I just love Lion. I love him. Oh my god, the grandma, I love her. I love Grandma. I love Grandma, okay? Out of that family, she's the best character. She's the best character. It's just a fact. Grandma is the fucking beast, okay? She was only, I think, in a couple episodes, and I still just remember her being my favorite in the episode she was in. So she goes where she has to go. She's an icon. There's not much about her, but she's icon, but not icon legend. She's like icon I love. Onion's an icon, bro. I don't know how to explain it. He's not even in that much. He gets a couple episodes to himself, and then he's menacingly in the background, but he's so well drawn, and it's so funny when they use him, that they use him the perfect amount for the bit to stay funny and not get annoying. And I fucking love it. He's so fucking funny. I don't know. There's something about his character. It's iconic. When it comes to fusions, Pearl and Amethyst was definitely my favorite. I love them the most as, like, a fusion. I'll do Sucrest while we're here. I don't like them that much. They're mean. But I think Pearl and Amethyst was definitely my favorite. I think it was Opal. Sucrest, maybe? No memory. So, that says something. But I loved this fusion. I love the episode where they fuse. It's our first fusion. I just love the design so much. So they go there. There's not too much to say other than the one episode they fuse in. But I really do enjoy it. Pearl, now this is where people might get mad. I know, I'm only putting her in the I love her tier. I think out of the three main gems, Pearl is my least favorite. Most of her episodes are still really good and emotional. I think I relate to her the least. And I just like her vibe the least. Sometimes I think she's too snooty and she's too like, I'm so much better than everyone. And I'm like, that's not really a group think. I think she always comes through in the end, and she doesn't always mean to come across that way. But sometimes she annoys me. I have to be real. I feel like Amethyst and Garnet never annoy me, and sometimes with Pearl, I'm like, alright, Pearl. Okay, whatever. So that's why I just have to be honest. I still love her. She still has some insanely great moments. Like, she's the first person to die and come back. We've got the episode where she admits to Steven, like, she needs to think she has this special relationship with Rose, and, like, that's the start of Steven starting to realize, like, maybe there is some blame there on him, though I don't think they actually do. I think he sees it a little more. But yeah, out of the gems, I can't put them all in Iconic Legends, at least not this season. Pearl's gotta go down one. The Fry guy, the Fry son, is cool. I like him. He's nice to Steven. He has that funny monologue in the beginning of the season where he talks about how Steven doesn't know what it's like to be an adult because he has, like, a part-time job as the mascot at his dad's restaurant. But that episode is actually very emotional. So I will put him there. I still like him a lot. He's a pretty good friend to Steven from what I saw. We don't get too much of him, actually. I feel like, especially towards the end of the season, we don't see him as much. Peridot? We are not fucking cool, okay? Also, but I think Peridot's character is interesting. But putting them in meh for now. I don't know what it is. I think I'm putting them in meh and not they didn't do it for me. Because I do think a lot of the episodes Peridot was in was interesting. And they introduced the big kind of main conflict that was coming. But they fucking pissed me off. They went back and told the homeworld, and they were part of the invasion, and they attacked them and like kidnapped them. And unlike Jasper, who I feel like is this sick bad guy who owns that they're the bad guy, Peridot just seemed to be following orders and like, this is what the tech tells me to do. And it just wasn't as scary to get them put up here, I think. They were just kind of like the lackey, it almost felt like. In our Patreon exclusive show Alias Terms, they were like the marshal who was doing all the tech and everyone else was doing the cool shit. I feel like that could change. Peridot is still out there. But like, if we're gonna go into an episode fighting Jasper or Peridot, I'm more excited for a Jasper fight. So that's why I gotta put him down there. Fucking Ronaldo. Okay, I'm sorry. Like, I'm debating. No. Okay, I don't like him. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. He's in a lot of good episodes, but he's the worst part of those episodes. He's funny sometimes. Sometimes it really hits. Like the Halloween episode, or the one where he's teaching Steven about the blog and all the weird stuff in Beach City. Like, it works for the episode. It makes the episodes good. But he fucking annoys me, bro. It's like, it's just his ability to put himself and his own self-interest before everyone else is like, I know not all characters can be the hero. You don't have to be, but like, some of the things, I'm like, my guy, you're so self-obsessed, you end up hurting people. And I don't like it, okay? Rose? I feel like I don't know enough about her to love her, so I'm gonna put her in We're Cool. From what I've seen of her, she seems awesome. It feels like she should go up here eventually. But through season 1, we mostly just get like a couple flashbacks, some stories about her more than anything. We only see her a couple times. I did really like her in those times, but it's kind of like with Greg in the beginning where I didn't see them enough to really know them. I do think she probably turns out to be super cool, but I think I just need a little more of her before I'm like, I love her as much as I love these characters. This is like the rapping guy, right? Oh, they didn't put the mayor on here. The mayor would be in I don't like him, so don't worry about it. This guy's, like, fine. I didn't, like, love him, and I can't think of anything he did. He owns the arcade, I think? Like, I don't know. Nothing he did stands out to me, really. My favorite of the teens. I love sour cream, okay? Yes, I think 60% of him being in that tier is the fact that his name is sour cream and his brother's name is onion. Yes, I think that's so fucking funny. Yes, my humor is simple and my brain is broken. It's fine. But I also love his obsession with being a DJ. I just love the choices the voice actor makes with him. I think he's so funny when he talks. And out of those 3 teens, he's my favorite. Just for those reasons. I just think he always is the funniest one of them as well. Like, his lines and his line delivery are so good. So I gotta put sour cream in, and I love them. I don't know if anyone has ever put this man this high on a tier list before. Steven, iconic legend. Iconic legend! Steven is our main character. He goes through so much. Normally, I'm not a main character girly. And I guess I'm still not, because I would put these 4 above him. I would put Onion below him if we were doing it that way. But we're not. I don't want to do all that. But, like, I still love Steven. Like, he is probably my favorite main character ever, as someone who doesn't normally love the main characters. Him and Buffy. I feel like I've been watching good shows with good main characters lately. Sometimes I watch shows and I'm like, wow, this side character is so much more interesting. I wish the show was about them. But Steven had a long journey this season. Like, we really see him grow up a lot. From being, like, this kid who kind of falls into trouble to, like, really saving the day and, like, taking on some adult responsibility, especially emotionally. And I think his growth this season was amazing while still remaining and feeling like himself. Even when he's at his worst, like when he's not talking to Connie because he doesn't want to get her hurt, or like he's making a decision where he's angry at the gems, like when he wanted them to do all those levels for him. When he hears the emotion from the people he loves, he's not able to just pretend and hold back. And I think he's just got the biggest heart, and I'm excited to see how he grows in season 2. The mixture of Connie and Steven, I'll put them in word cool, the fusion of Connie and Steven, because while the episode was cool, the concept kind of freaked me out. Because they were still just two kids fused together, and then, like, a bunch of teenagers were, like, hitting on them. And I was like, no. I don't know. It's a weird one. Okay, and then Sour Cream and Onion's dad is, like, fine. I don't know. He's fine. I think we see him in the one episode, and he goes, bah, 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 bah. He's, like, fine. He's, like, a Charlie Brown parent. He's never around. And apparently he's Sour Cream's stepdad, he said. Maybe he's Sour Cream's stepdad and Onion's real dad. I don't know. Yeah, I thought Sour Cream said that. Maybe, let me know. Is he his stepdad but his real dad? I don't know. But this is how I feel. I feel like this is fair for season 1 and my journey with it. These are my icons. I still love them. These guys are pretty much all, like, these are my favorites. These are characters I like. These are characters that are fine. I don't really like them. And, like, or these characters, like, I understand why they're there. They do good in their episodes, but I don't love them. I don't like them that much. And then this is, like, I don't like them, or who the fuck is that? I don't remember who this is. He looks like a mailman. Is there a mailman character? Y'all tell me who that is. But thank you for sticking around. I hope you enjoyed this video, whether you're watching on Patreon, early on YouTube with a membership, or just regular YouTube. I appreciate you, and I hope you enjoyed. Again, let me know where you'd move people around. I can't wait to hear, and I hope I will see you next Thursday for Steven Universe Season 2.